is Lauren, and I am the founder of Adventure Therapy Foundation. And as Adventure Therapy has grown much faster than I expected, and now we're serving families all across the country, it has torn at my heart because I want Adventure Therapy to be more than just a retreat, an adventure retreat, as good as that is. I want it to be a connection with me and with a Cantor community. And I want it also to be an opportunity for me to share my heart with others. And since I can't do that with everyone, since we're separated by so much space, I want to start doing this online and through the videos. And so today I'm meeting with you for the first time, and I just want to pretend like I'm sitting down with you at coffee, and that together we're just sharing our heart and sharing what we're learning and what we're struggling with. Because in the cancer world and in anyone in this whole broken world, we all have scars, we all have disappointments, we all have fears, and I want us to just come together and recognize these things, call them for what they are, and let them become not more than they are. And I think that that's one of the most important things that we can discuss, and that's what I want to talk about today. So, as many of you, I assume, and myself, we were part of the cancer community. And the cancer today is not just a physical ailment. Cancer diagnosis and this idea of fear sort of emerge at the same time. And fear and cancer are not the same thing. And that's what I talk, whenever I sit down with people, I really want them to understand and hear is fear and cancer are not the same thing. And we have the power to not let them become the same thing. Cancer is a physical issue. It is an issue that I have stage 4 cancer, an uncurable cancer that I'll have with me and from now until I die, but it doesn't really affect me today. I'm not in pain, I take treatments, I see doctors and that sort of thing, but it is not a moment-to-moment issue in my life. Fear, on the other hand, if I were to align myself with fear, is not only a moment-to-moment ailment for me and my emotion and my purpose and my ability to love and my ability to believe in things beyond myself. It is also contagious. It is something I can pass to my children. Fear is something that goes beyond treatments. It doesn't stop as soon as you're done with treatments. It doesn't start or end according to a doctor's note. Fear is something that continues on, and in my opinion can be more detrimental to our lives than cancer can ever be. So today, if I were to sit down with you over coffee, I would ask you, do you see fear and cancer as the same thing? If you do, why? Fear is a choice. And I know that cancer is scary. We don't know what it means for us. We don't know if it'll come back. We don't know if it'll steal away years of our life. We don't know what it's going to do. But if we don't address it today, if we don't look at fear in the face and say fear is this whole realm of things we just don't understand, if we could just see it for, we're not scared of the future, we're scared of what we don't understand, what we don't know. We can get free of fear. We can be free of fear. Cancer, for many people, is just a year of their life, 2 years of their life. But fear that leads to depression or anxiety, broken relationships, all of that can be so much longer and so much worse than cancer ever was in our life. So friends, if I were to sit with you today, I just want us to think about how we're letting fear shape our lives. Not cancer, fear. In the day you were diagnosed, which is probably a day you really remember very vividly, there was the hours before your diagnosis when you still had cancer in your body and your life was normal, your life felt good. And then there was the hours after you heard the words, and it was destructive, and it was so full of anxiety and fear and worry and so many things we just couldn't understand. But nothing physically changed in our body during that time. It was only a mental shift, this mental change that happened to us. And this change is what I want to talk about, because we turned it on when we found out that we had cancer, but we forget often to turn it off. When years go by and you're still living in fear and anxiety, it's not because of cancer, it's because we've never had time to stop that fear. And this is one of the goals of Adventure Therapy, is to send people out, to give them a chance to take charge of their mind, to look at risk, to look at things that might seem a little bit scary, and to remember what that feels like at the beginning of the fear. And to have that choice, to say, I'm going to try something new, I'm going to try something a little dangerous, I'm going to get out there and do something with my family. But that is all just a tool, a process to remind you what it feels like, to look at fear and change and decide to continue to go, to continue to move forward, to take charge of it. Because we need that reminder in our lives that when cancer triggers that fear in our life, we have the ability to still live full lives. We have the ability to turn away from fear, to do what we need to do for the sake of our bodies for cancer, but to let that fear go and not let that become our legacy. As a mother with 3 little girls, it is so important to me that my legacy is not one of fear. And I think all of us, if we were truthful, if we acknowledged how we feel in our hearts, we know that this fear is impacting us more than the cancer. And so whether you're in the cancer community, whether you have scars of your own, whether they're emotional or physical, you've got dreams that have been taken away from you or slipped away, or relationships that are broken, I think fear is a powerful force in our hearts right now in this world, and we need to look at it for what it is. It is a choice. It's not a reality. It's an idea. And we can turn it off. It's not easy, but we can turn it off. And so I encourage you today, friends, to think about this, to shift your mind a bit, to look away from fear and start to see what you would spend your time with, who you would spend your time with, what you would focus on if you weren't spending it focusing on fear. So every week, hopefully I'll make these videos. I'll talk to you about what's on my heart, because at this point, there's so much I want to say to each of you, and I just can't sit with each one of you over lunch or over coffee, and so I just make these videos instead, and I hope they're meaningful to you. Hopefully they encourage you through your week, and I look forward to talking to you soon.